Hey guys, welcome back to the Ultimate Goosebumps Man channel, and today I'm bringing you a new video. Sorry for the long delay, I've been very busy with classes and stuff, and it's been crazy this semester, but hopefully I'll be getting to you guys some new reviews soon. I've got a lot of stuff that I have planned coming up. I have like 5 books I need to catch up on reviews on, and like 3 subsequent episodes to review. I've got a lot that I'm bringing to you guys and working on. I just haven't had the time. But it's coming, so don't worry, I will be bringing it to you soon. But today, I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be doing a haul video, because I've got a lot of new Goosebumps stuff today to show you. Now, this is some old stuff. I've had this stuff for about, like, 3 or 4 weeks by this point. You know, I've had it for a while now. But I'm just getting around to doing the haul video now. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you guys all the stuff I got. Got some really cool stuff. A lot of it's coming from my friends over at the Goosebumps crew. Of course, you know, Isaiah, Nick, Bjorn, great guys. You should check out the Goosebumps crew. I'll leave a link to it down in the description for you guys to check out the podcast. We got a brand new channel, so make sure to subscribe to there if you want to see all the new Goosebumps crew content. So without further ado, I think I might as well just get into the haul video and show you what new stuff I've got. So starting off, I'm going to be showing a couple little things that I bought myself that aren't related to stuff that I got sent. This is just stuff I bought with my own money. And this is stuff I got over spring break, I believe. I'm going to start with the one thing that's not Goosebumps related, because there is one thing here, but it's R.L. Stine, so it's kind of in the same ballpark. And that is Nightmare Hour. Now, of course, if you guys don't know what this is a little short story collection. Of course, all the short stories written by R.L. Stine. And this is a great collection. I remember reading this a few times in elementary school. I love this book. Has some great short stories in it. Pretty much all of these stories were adapted into episodes of R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour, which is a show that R.L. Stine did. Mostly original stories written by him and the show writers. But a lot of them were adapted from this book here. And it's a great collection. You got some great stories in here with some really cool art. You know, you get stories like Pumpkinhead, Alien Candy, Most Evil Sorcerer, I'm Not Martin, Afraid of Clowns, The Dead Body. There's 10 stories in here. I'll actually just show you the list of them. They're all great. 9 out of these were adapted into Haunting Hour episodes. And this also has some phenomenal art. All of them are made by different artists, but they all have their own unique style and look to them. Like Pumpkinhead, for example. Really cool stuff. Almost gives me very Stephen Gammell, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark vibes a bit, which is really cool. Let me see, there's some other, again, this has a bunch of great art in it. Like, this is another one that's really interesting. I'm Not Martin. Really weird, bizarre, and creepy visual. So yeah, they're great short stories. Highly recommend checking this book out if you can. In the future, maybe I'll throw in some Haunting Hour or Nightmare Hour content on my channel. If I remember getting, like, burnt out of Goosebumps or something like that, just as, like, a little segue, if, you know, I just want something else to do on the channel that's not Goosebumps related. I'll definitely be going to this book, going to the Haunting Hour TV show, and I'll be doing some reviews for that, so stay tuned. I will probably get to these someday, so, yeah, looking forward to that. Now, moving on, we got a Goosebumps thing now. Now, I'm a big collector of the DVDs, as you know. I'm still very early on in my collecting. I haven't found a lot yet. But at the same store I got Nightmare Hour's book, I was at Half Price Books. I did manage to find The Blob That Ate Everyone. Now, this is a DVD that has a lot of sentimental value for me. I remember seeing this in Walmart all the time growing up and just staring at it. Looking at the episode listings, it's just a cool cover. I really like that it's kind of a more cinematic, realistic depiction of the Tim Jacobus cover. They even use the Tim Jacobus blob, which I think is really cool. And then on the back, it comes with 3 episodes. It comes with The Blob That Ate Everyone, My Harriest Adventure, and Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. It's an okay episode selection. Blob That Ate Everyone and My Harriest Adventure aren't great, but Piano Lessons Can Be Murder is actually really good. Maybe a top 10, probably top 20, if not top 10. Like, it's a fantastic episode. The other 2, not so much, but still really cool DVD that I'm really happy to finally own. Now, moving on to the stuff from one of the Goosebumps crew guys, Nick, aka Shawin. He is a great guy again. Pretty much all these guys are great. There's not a single one that, I dislike. They're all awesome guys. You definitely go hit up their channels and follow them on Instagram and all that stuff because they're all awesome. And I really appreciate the stuff these guys sent me. So I'm starting off with the stuff Nick sent. He sent me 4 books, 2 of which are very special because for reasons I'll get into. But the first one he sent me was Let's Get Invisible. Now this is a replacement copy of a book that I already had, but it wasn't in the greatest condition. Pretty much all these books, aside from one, are replacement copies, but I just needed a nicer copy of Let's Get Invisible, and this is a pretty immaculate version of it. If I do say so myself, it's pretty, yeah, it looks really nice. Really clean. Much better than the one I had, so that's really cool. Moving on, before I get into the 2 special books, he also sent me The Girl Who Cried Monster TV book, which is also really cool because I don't have any of the TV books before, and this is one of my favorite episodes, so really, really cool that I got this TV book. It's the first one in my collection, and yeah, really cool. You got these, really cool colored portraits in there. It's really nice. These are really cool books. They're very expensive and hard to find, so I'm really happy to kind of have one to kick off the collection, so that's awesome. Now for the 2 special ones. So basically Nick had gone to a convention and met Tim Jacobus, who was the original cover artist for the original series, obviously. Art's iconic, we all love it. And he actually got 2 books signed for me. First one being How to Kill a Monster. This is one of the most nostalgic Goosebumps books for me, especially in terms of the cover. I've always loved this cover. It's always been one that's held a special place in my heart. And yeah, it's, again, very nice copy, much nicer than the one I had. But on the inside, you got Tim Jacobus' signature. So that's really cool stuff. And then the other one he got is probably my all-time favorite Goosebumps cover. It's most of ours, we all love it. Night of the Living Dummy. And again, beautiful, immaculate copy of it. Because my copy, again, was not in good condition at all. The spine was very faded and sun damaged and ripping. Pages were ripped. It wasn't good, but this one is beautiful. And, once again, Tim Jacobus' signature. So yeah, thank you so much, Nick. You're awesome, dude. Thanks for sending me these. I appreciate it so much. Just to add some new cool stuff to my collection. Now moving on, I'm going to talk about the stuff that I got sent to by Isaiah, who is kind of the leader of the Goosebumps crew, if you guys don't know. And he sent me some pretty cool stuff, a couple replacement copies, and a few new things. So I'll start with the replacement copies. He started with sending me A Night in Terror Tower, in much nicer copy than the one I had. My copy was not in the greatest of shape. The spine was all taped up, and it was kind of flimsy and ripped, and wasn't great. This is a much nicer copy for sure, and a much appreciated one at that. Now this next one they sent me is, I'm so happy to finally own it because I have had a different version of it for a while. The only version I had up until now was a Target 5 copy, which was a version of the books that were released during the time of the Goosebumps movie, and there were 5 books released in tandem with the movie, which were Night of the Living Dummy 2, Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, Shocker on Shock Street, The Blob-Related Everyone, and Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. And I only have the Target version of that, which is kind of similar to the Retro Tin books, but it's a little nicer than that. But the, colors are a bit more saturated and altered, and also there's like a flat Goosebumps logo at the top. If you've seen a Target 5 copy, you have one, you know what I'm talking about. But I finally have an original copy of this book to look very nice on my shelf, because another downside of the Target 5 books is that they don't have the numbers on the spines. So the version I had on my shelf originally looked very out of place and just kind of off. But now I have an original copy, and that is Night of the Living Dummy 2. It's just a beautiful condition book. Like, this is pretty much perfect condition. And it's amazing. I love it. Just getting that original copy to finally sit on my shelf with the rest of my original books is just great. So thank you, Isaiah. You're awesome for sending this. Now for all the new stuff. Now some of this stuff is really cool. I'm really excited to have it. Well, all the stuff, honestly. There's not a single piece in this haul that I'm not excited for. So I'll start off with some of the books he sent. first one he sent me was Still More Tales to Give You Goosebumps. Now this is the 4th book in the Tales to Give You Goosebumps series, which is basically just a short story collection that R.L. Stine made, that are obviously Goosebumps themed. He did about 6 of these, releasing, there were special editions, obviously special edition number 4. These were released around the time, or in the middle of the OG 62, around there, like, what year was this one done? This was 1996, so this was released kind of in the middle of the original 62 run. And some of the short stories actually would get episode adaptations as well, which is kind of cool. And this has, let me see, I think this just has, okay, this book has 2. This is 2 short stories that were adapted in episodes, those being Awesome Ants and An Old Story. Not a big fan of Awesome Ants' episode, but An Old Story is really good, honestly, and I think it's a very underrated episode. But, yeah, really cool collection. This is a Halloween collection, so most of them are Halloween themed, not all of them are. The short stories you get in this book are Pumpkin Juice, Attack of the Tattoo, The Wish, An Old Story, The Scarecrow, Awesome Ants, Please Don't Feed the Bears, The Goblin's Glare, Bats About Bats, and The Spacesuit Dasher. Now, I've not actually read any of the short stories, so I'm definitely excited to get into these. Read a few of them. Again, this might be something I do intersperse with the original 62 every once in a while if I want to. Just in case I'm ever getting burnt out on OG 62 stuff. Give me a little something unique to review. I also have the first 2 books. So yeah, really cool. The next thing he sent me is a hardcover, actually. It's my first ever hardcover book, and it is the Monster Blood collection. Now, this is a big book. Like, it's really heavy and thick, because it's basically a hardcover collection of all 3 original Monster Blood books. You know, Monster Blood 1, 2, and 3. Have all them individually, but really cool to actually have this, like, bind-up of the set. Because, yeah, I don't know. It's just really neat getting all the books in one hardcover. And it's a really nice copy as well. Really beautiful shape. So that's really cool. I definitely want to get a lot more of these ones in the future, so these like hardcover collections. They did a few of them. The next thing he sent me is another really cool thing, and it is Goosebumps Graphics number 1, Creepy Creatures. So this is the first book in the Goosebumps graphics line. It's basically just a series of, as the title suggests, they're graphic novel adaptations of a classic OG 62 Goosebumps books. Each of them have 3 adaptations, all done by different artists. So this one includes The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, and The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. And, you know, really cool stuff. Some of the art is very hit or miss, depending on the book. Usually, there's like 2 books that have a really good, or 2 graphic novels that have great art styles, and then 1 that's really bad. Like, here's some art from Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Really cool stuff. I really dig this art. It looks really nice, in my opinion. Really kind of gritty and just, I don't know, it's just really cool. And also all the art's in black and white, which is pretty fun. Then we got, where is it? We got Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Really creepy. Like, this art style is perfect for this story, because it's such a creepy story. And the art style of this comic really, really fits that mood. Almost feels like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark a little bit in some of the images. And then you got Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, which is probably the weakest one. Just trying to find a good page. Okay. Yeah. This art style is not good, in my opinion. It's pretty bad. Overly cartoony. No hate towards the artist. I'm sure his art style works in some things, but it just does not work for Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, or just Goosebumps in general. And that's kind of the theme with all 3 of these graphics books, and even Slappy's Tales of Horror, which is basically, it basically takes 3 stories from each of the graphics books, colorizes them, and also added an adaptation of Night of the Living Dummy, and that adaptation is really bad in terms of the art style, super cartoony, just does not fit the book at all. And it's the same thing with this book with Abominable Snowman. The second book has a similar issue with Deep Trouble, and the third one with Horror Camp Jelly Jam. So, yeah. But still, really cool stuff. I really like these graphics books. Definitely wanted to get them all in my collection. And yeah, really cool stuff. Now moving on to 2 pieces of media based on the TV show. One of which is really exciting for me. Well, both of them are, but one more exciting than the other in particular. So, I'm going to start off with the DVD, which was The Ghost Next Door. Now, Ghost Next Door is one of my all-time favorite books, episodes. I love it dearly. The book is very nostalgic for me because it was the first Goosebumps book I ever read. But again, I do genuinely love the episode, so really happy to get this two-parter in my collection on the DVD for it. It's a really nice one. I love the purple cases they use for these old DVDs. It's just really nice. Really nice little fun aesthetic that they did in the early 2000s. And yeah, really nice. Really happy to own this. And the final thing that Isaiah sent me, really awesome. I've been wanting one of these for so long because I just love anything vintage, and VHS tapes are something that I've kind of been getting into lately. I don't have a lot of them, but I'm still really wanting to get all the Goosebumps VHS tapes. And Isaiah hooked me up and got me The Haunted Mask on VHS. I can finally kick off my VHS collection. So yeah, got The Haunted Mask. Really cool just to get one of these old vintage VHS tapes. It's in pretty nice condition too. Yeah, really cool. Like, I love the design of these as well, with the slanted logo, the multicolored splats in the background. Usually it's blue and purple the whole time. Then you got some of the Tim Jacobus art, a very like hyper saturated version of it, which is kind of cool. Like the greens and the purples and stuff are much more vibrant than the original book. You got some nice pictures in the back. For those, I mean, you got people, a lot of people have probably seen what these VHS tapes look like, and it's really cool. I really dig these. It's still got the tape inside of it. So yeah, really cool stuff. So yeah, thank you so much, Isaiah. You also sent me an awesome haul of stuff, and I really appreciate it, man. Now, last but not least, the kind of tail end of this haul video is the stuff that was sent to me by Bjorn, aka Goosebumps #1 Aussie fan, or now he just goes by Goosebumps Aussie fan. Yeah, this guy's awesome. He really got some cool stuff in here. So I'm gonna start off with the books that he sent. Starting off with Series 2000s, because I don't actually have any Series 2000 books up until now, and so he decided, in a trade we did for some custom DVD that I sent to him, he is sending me some books. He has a few more that are still coming, so I'll definitely have to make a second part to the haul video whenever those come in the mail. But he sent me some Series 2000 books, which I'm really hyped about. He sent me 5 of them, which we're reading. Cry of the Cat, which is really cool. I finally have a Cry of the Cat book, which is really awesome. Definitely one of my favorite covers of the Series 2000 books. Really cool lighting, and just like, I don't know, it's just a really cool book. And I love the, you know, it's also got a really great episode adaptation. And yeah, I just love the way these Series 2000 books look. They're really unique and kind of cool. So there's Cry of the Cat. He also sent me Invasion of the Body Squeezers, Parts 1 and 2. And really cool stuff. And actually, if you put the books together, you get one piece of artwork that was made by Tim Jacobus. Really cool. It's like one long piece of art that is divided into 2 covers. So that's kind of cool how they did that. I like that a lot. Got the 2 Body Squeezers books. We got probably my favorite Series 2000 cover of all time, Attack of the Graveyard Ghouls. And yeah, really cool cover. Just all these zombies and stuff look epic, you know. They don't really reflect what's in the book, but it's still a really cool cover nonetheless, and Jacobus absolutely killed it with this. And then finally, last but not least, the other Series 2000 book I got was Werewolf in the Living Room. Really kind of fun cover. I love like the way the werewolf looks. It looks almost diseased in a way, and it looks really unique and really cool. And again, Jacobus did a great job designing it. So yeah, really nice. And now the other book that Bjorn sent me is probably my favorite thing of the stuff he sent. And it's a really rare book from the OG62 that I needed because, yeah, I want to get all the OG62s. I'm getting very close to being done with them, but he hooked me up with this one, and I'm so happy to have it. Not only because it's rare, but also because it has another thing in it, and that being Werewolf Skin. Now again, as some of you collectors know, Werewolf Skin is usually a very expensive OG62 book. Very rare, hard to come by. And this is a really nice copy of it. So yeah, and also as you see, it says, terrifying werewolf mask inside. And sure enough, you open it up, and ba-boom. You got the mask still inside the book, which is so cool. And that just makes it even more special. So yeah, really, really awesome that I have this in my collection. Thank you so much, Bjorn. You are awesome. And now the final thing that Bjorn sent me was something kind of he just threw in as a bonus, because I don't have any vintage Goosebumps merchandise. I just have the books. So he just threw this in as a little fun extra thing, and that is the Goosebumps Shrieks and Spiders board game. This is made by Parker Brothers. It came out 1995. So this is kind of the same year as the Goosebumps TV show that started airing, kind of halfway through the OG62. And yeah, really cool. I love the artwork here. You got the Tim Jacobus Dead House in the background, which is cool. And then you got the Mummy, Curly, and Slappy. Always love seeing merch with Curly in it because Curly is the iconic Goosebumps mascot. And we all know him. We all love him. He's iconic. I wish they still used him today. Obviously, Slappy is kind of taking that role nowadays, but still fine. I like Slappy, but I do kind of wish Curly would make a comeback in some way. I know Trick or Treat Studios is releasing a set of Goosebumps action figures and Goosebumps masks later this year, and both of those actually include Curly in the sets. In the action figures, Curly is like a build-a-figure, where basically every other figure you get a piece of them, and if you get all 5 figures, you can build Curly. Really cool idea. And then also we're going to be getting a mask of Curly, so that's really exciting. So awesome that they're bringing Curly back in some ways. At least Trick or Treat Studios is. I wish Scholastic would. But yeah, that's pretty much my entire Goosebumps haul for today. It's a lot of stuff, but I'm really happy with it. Again, thank you, all you guys, Goosebumps crew, so much for sending this stuff to me. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And again, for all you watching, make sure you check down in the description below to follow the Goosebumps crew YouTube channel and catch up on all the podcasts. We got great guests coming up, and we've had awesome guests like Avery Jones and Eugene Lipinski and a bunch of other awesome people that we gotta talk to and meet. And you gotta learn more about the Goosebumps TV show, Goosebumps movies, behind the scenes information. You get a lot of really cool stuff in these interviews, so I highly recommend you guys check them out. And of course, make sure to check out all the other Goosebumps crew guys on their individual social medias and their YouTubes. And yeah, just thank you all for watching. I should hopefully be able to get to some new reviews later down the line. And yeah, hopefully I'll get them up to you soon. So I hope you all have a scary day, and I'll see you next time.